Hi everyone, welcome back. This is the second video of the year, and I don't know why I'm stating that. It doesn't even matter, it's just a video. But you can tell from the title, it's going to be a reading vlog. My last reading vlog, which I did for One of Us is Lying, you can go check it out. But it's pretty boring. I don't speak a lot in the video, it's just a bunch of montages of me reading. But hopefully this reading vlog goes better because I'm going to be reading the entire Chestnut Springs series by Elsie Silver. This will be like the first books I've ever read by her. I've never read any of the books by this author before, and we all know that she's received a lot of hype over the last year, with this series coming out, and then now she's releasing books from the Rose Hill series, which is becoming more and more popular. Everybody's raving about it. Everybody is like, oh, this is 5 stars, blah blah blah. And you should probably know one thing about me. It's that I'm very late to trends. Like, people will be reading like the most popular books out there, and I'm still like going through whatever has been on my TBR for the past few years, or I end up getting distracted and read books that add more books to my TBR and then forget about these ones. And I also happen to accept way too many arcs and end up reading those and then can't get through my TBR. So this year things are changing. You're looking at a new girl. Also, this is laundry that my mom's going to fold up. Sorry if that's distracting you, but this happens to be the favorite part of my couch. It's like curved, so it feels nice when I'm leaning back against it. This is one of my favorite reading spots. Anyways, I was talking about series, right? People are like on a romantasy kick right now. Everybody is reading some sort of romantasy series out there. I just saw Larry Reads, that's the channel. Yeah, Larissa, who is one of my favorite YouTubers of all time. She recently posted reading vlogs for the whole Throne of Glass series and the Zodiac Academy. And it's great that they're reading all this. Even Steph Bohr is also reading romantasy. And I thought last year I could do it. I mean, last year in April or something, I ordered books. I ordered fantasy books, like a few, very few, but I never got around to reading them because, like I said, I get easily distracted by pretty covers and arcs, which I'm not gonna do this year. This year I'm going to limit myself on the number of arcs I accept or sign up for. Instead, I will be focusing on getting through my physical TBR this year and also buying more books because I just like buying books. It feels satisfying when I add a book to the Amazon cart and then end up buying it. It's the most satisfying thing I've ever done. Anyways, so I'm going to get through my physical TBR and I'm going to start with this one. So I'm in the mood. I've been like hyping myself up these last few days. Today I ended up watching a really nice rom-com, which I'm pretty sure everybody knows. It's called Anyone But You. Are these lights like... I kind of look squint, don't I? It doesn't look like... My eyes don't look normal because of these lights. I'm going to change the lights. I'll be right back. Turns out I have to sit up so that, the light doesn't reflect on my glasses. I was talking about hyping myself up. So yeah, I watched Anyone But You today. My mom and I loved it. It's one of my all-time favorites now. I'm definitely going to rewatch it sometime later this year. I was like watching it, I really enjoyed, and now I want to read a romance really badly. So I'm finally going to start this series. I bought this last year. It's been on my TBR much longer. And I've been scared because people have said such great things about this series that I don't want to keep my expectations too high and then get disappointed when I realize that the books aren't as great as people are saying it will be. But you know what? I need to take the risk. I'm going to finally read this. Super scared. I'm terrified. let's just get started. Oh, by the way, before I actually start with the reading, this video is going to be for all the 5 books, and I have no idea whether it's going to be spoiler or not. It depends on how much I talk about, because most of the talking I do is in here, not actually like speaking. So you might just end up like the previous vlog, see me like read a lot and then not say anything, and then just be like, oh, I'm halfway through, oh, I'm done, it was good. I'll try to talk because I don't want this reading vlog to be like the previous one. We'll see. With that said, I'm not going to give you guys updates on every single thing that's happening in the book. Like, I'm not going to do chapter wise updates. I'll probably like do segments. If I think something important has happened, then I'll probably mention it, and I will try to show my reactions or talk about my feelings. I actually had to watch a ton of reading vlogs to prepare myself and know how to talk. Here I'm going to talk about my feelings. I will talk about major things happening in the book. At this point I feel like I don't have to make a non-spoiler vlog. Like, if I do spoil something, I feel like it's okay, because at this point I feel like I'm practically the only bookstagrammer out there who hasn't read this series yet, because most of the bookstagrammers that I follow, I've seen them review this book at some point or recommend it like in a tropes recommendation. So now I'm gonna jump on the wagon, hopefully, and start hyping this book up, and let's see how that goes. Wish me luck. So I picked up the first book, which is Flawless by Elsie Silver. I have read the blurb a couple of times, so I know what each of these books are about, or at least the general trope. I think this one is supposed to be like a forbidden romance. She is supposed to be like his PR agent of sorts, and he is sort of a celebrity. I think he's like a professional. Yeah, he is into professional bull riding, so that's cool. It reminds me of The Long Shot, the movie. I think it's like based off of Nicholas Sparks' book, but yeah, it reminds me of that. In that, I think the guy Luke, his name is, he's also, I think, a professional bull rider. That's cool. Forbidden romance sounds like something right up my alley. Now I'm currently here at my very messy desk, trying to pick out a highlighter and a pen to annotate, because I love to annotate. Here is the book. Here are my collection of gel pens. I use the Muji gel pens. This dark pink one definitely matches the text. I guess I can go with the dark pink one, or I was thinking maybe even this pink would do. And my highlighter is gonna be this one. It's just, I think this was like a gift or something that I got. I'm gonna use this pink highlighter. Out of these two, I think I'm gonna go with this dark pink one. I ended up changing my mind. I'm going with the other light pink one because it matches. I like tried the marker and the pen on paper just to see if it matches. Now I have to just get around to reading it. Wish me luck again, and I'll talk to you guys later. Cute dedication. Glad she figured out what she wanted to do with her life. I just finished reading chapter 1, and it's pretty much set up the plot for the rest of the book. It's in Summer's point of view, and they are discussing the guy Rhett. I don't know, is that how you say his name? Anyways, they're discussing Rhett's downfall in the eyes of the media or something like that. Like, he kind of lost a sponsor because he's a professional bull rider, and this is like going to cause a lot of mess for him, and they are kind of like discussing how to get him back on track and how to keep the sponsors and not lose them. So as they're discussing that, Summer kind of sarcastically ends up suggesting that he might need a babysitter to keep in line, and obviously her dad, who is the head of the PR company, chooses Summer to be his babysitter. And you also like kind of find out about how Summer feels working with her dad. And you also find out that she had a very, not very strong, I guess, but like she definitely had a crush on Rhett growing up, even though she knows nothing about the sport he plays, just that he's really handsome apparently. That's pretty much it. And also, I have no idea why there's these fucking stars on the first page of every chapter. Like, I checked all the chapters and it's like these stars are there. Anyways, that's it for chapter 1. I will go through a couple of more chapters before I get back to you guys. Now seems like a good time for an update. I this far in, I finished chapter 4. And Summer and Rhett have finally had their first official interaction. She's at the ranch, and she obviously, it's kind of obvious and pretty expected that she completely gets along with his dad, Harvey. And Harvey is obviously very amused by this. He thinks it's so funny that Rhett is getting a babysitter, and Harvey is also sort of not surprised by it because Rhett happens to be really unruly and very like impulsive and I do whatever I want kind of guy. And so he kind of gives Summer advice on how to handle him, and then they go out, they meet Rhett, and they also meet Rhett's brother Cade, who gets his own book, which I'm excited to get to. And you also get to meet Cade's son Luke. And as of now, there's hardly anything for me to feel connect with Luke or anybody, but I totally cut that off because my mom just came home. And I'll just continue over here. I'm like too shy to talk in front of my mom. Anyways, I was talking about Luke, and usually children, in most cases, I do end up liking the children, in single parent romances. But right now, obviously, Luke has just been introduced. And speaking of introduction with Luke, Rhett knows that if people find out about him needing a babysitter, they're going to make fun of him like his brothers. So Summer, when Cade asks Summer why she's at the ranch, she actually ends up lying to him and saying that she's new at the firm and she just needs to learn the ropes, instead of actually telling the truth about being his babysitter. And so that's kind of impressive. So she's obviously trying to save his face and not let him get embarrassed. And his dad is having fun with this, watching this interaction, because his dad knows the truth. Rhett is also obviously impressed that she saved him like this. You can also tell that he's physically attracted to her, but he knows that nothing can come out of it because she's his babysitter, and he kind of hates her at the same time while also being attracted to her. That's it. That's pretty much their interaction. I read a little more. I'll hold up the book as I talk. I read a little more, and it's at this point where Rhett has finally realized that he has a crush on Summer. He has injuries because he plays sports, and that's pretty common, and she helps him out at the gym. And as of now, they're also on a little more friendlier terms. Initially, of course, there was a lot of tension between them, but now they're sort of getting along. And Summer kind of tries to comfort him when he's feeling down. He loses another sponsor and she comforts him and then takes him to the gym, and then he realizes that he has a crush on her, which is pretty much it. She also gets along with the rest of his family members. So they play, there's a chapter where they play pranks on Rhett. So you can see Summer is nicely fitting into his family, which obviously, that's about it. I will keep reading. I don't know if I will make any more updates today I might before I go to bed. It's currently, I think, somewhere around 9 right now. If I do read something, I'll let you guys know. Hopefully, I finish half of this book before I go to bed. A quick interruption. I just realized that while I have been talking about at what point I am in the book, I haven't talked about my feelings, and I'm gonna try. I mean, it's a good book so far. I've smiled, I've giggled a little as I've read this much of the book. To be honest, I can't really think of how I feel right now because I just stepped outside my room and my mom's cooking. I could like smell my mom's cooking, and that makes me feel hungry. I mean, I am trying. Okay. I did say that this book is good. It made me smile, it made me laugh. There's a lot of tension between the characters. They are obviously picking up on details about the other person that they're not supposed to pick up because they're supposed to be professional. But obviously, this is a romance novel. There's no such thing as professionalism in romance novels. So they're just right now where I am at. They're at one of his matches, and she's like watching him ride the bull, and she thinks he's super handsome doing it. That's about it. So I do feel kind of, all tingly because of how good the tension is between the characters. And I can't believe I'm already at page 106, which is, I didn't realize I'd read so many pages. And oh yeah, there's also the fact that Rhett has started calling Summer Princess, and not in a mean way. Like, he genuinely uses that word as a nickname for her, and that's pretty cute. It reminds me of Twisted Games, where Reese called Bridget Princess. Like, it literally says here, like, Rhett says, it means he's going to want to kill me, Princess. The 15-year-old in me fainted on the spot because this time it didn't have the bite of an insult. Summer still kind of has her weird crush on him, like the one that she had since she was 15 years old. Oh yeah, this is also an age gap romance, right? Like, he's 32, she's 25. Like, if she was 15, then he would be 22. That's about it. That's it. Anyways, if I do want to talk about my feelings, I'll probably do it tomorrow. Like, let all this marinate for a while. Then I'll give you a good judgment of what I'm feeling. I need to get back to reading. It's the next day morning. I have yet to take a shower, but I just decided to get some more reading done. At this point, picking up from last night, the chapters I read, I met Summer's ex, and I hate him. He's the worst. I mean, the things that he's done, at least so far what Summer has told, I don't like him at all. And Rhett is also right to not like him. And they fake kiss just to get rid of him. And they both obviously like the fake kiss. They're not gonna do anything about it. Mostly Summer doesn't want to do anything about it because professionalism. And when Rhett is like talking to her, asking her to like give their thing a chance, she kind of says no. And later on, while they're at a match, Summer like realizes that she's going to have a life of regrets if she doesn't explore this thing with Rhett. And she goes to tell him, backstage or whatever, and she sees him talking to a girl, and she thinks that he's into her, and so she gets all jealous and impulsively goes out with Emmett, who is Rhett's rival. So like, she just goes, and then now Rhett is jealous. So it's jealousy all over. And that's about it. And she's also riding the mechanical bull at a bar right now. And Rhett thinks she looks super hot. That's all I've read. I'll probably read a little more before my next update. And I'll keep you guys posted when that happens. Bye. I'm at chapter 24. If you know, you know. And I don't know, I'm just blushing a lot. Okay, I just finished reading Flawless, and this book was really good. because I just finished it, obviously I need a little time to think over everything that's happened in the book. But so far, I really like the book. I'd give it like a 4.2 or something like that out of 5. It was really good. Although I do wish like Cade and Rhett kind of reconciled at the end, because none of his family members show up to Rhett's matches, like whenever he's doing the bull riding thing, and Summer is the only one. So I do wish like they showed up at his last match, when he's in Vegas for the finals, but they don't. And anyways, he retires, and that's good for him. He like kind of realizes that there's nothing more important than Summer loving him and being with him. Like, prizes don't matter, all that matters is her. So I'm glad. I was for a second thinking that he might actually participate in the final round and win, but I'm also glad that it's this ending where he kind of leaves everything behind for her. And then I read the epilogue, which is he proposes to her, and that's it. I had a lot of fun reading this book. I cannot wait for this to start with Heartless, because I know Heartless is like supposed to be a nanny romance. It's Willa, Summer's best friend, and Cade's romance. So obviously it's a huge age gap thing too. So I can't wait. That's it. This book was really good. I will be posting my review today. Anyways, this video is going to come out long after I've posted the review for this book, but yeah, I'll be posting reviews about the books on my Instagram account as well, so you guys can go follow me there. I'm gonna start with the second book after I'm done eating lunch. So now I'm beginning Heartless. Yeah, that's the second book, and that's it. We're all set. I'm gonna start reading Heartless, and again, it's gonna be the same thing. I will be updating you as and when I'm reading it. Just open to chapter 1, and like the previous book, the first page of all these chapters are covered in hearts. That one was covered in stars, this one is covered in hearts. A little ironic considering the title of the book is Heartless. Anyways, I just wanted to point that out. I'm gonna finish chapter 1 and I'll let you guys know how it went. So I'm still in chapter 1, and Summer and Cade are discussing about getting his son Luke a nanny, and Summer gets an idea, which we all know. It's kind of predictable that she's thinking of Willa, her best friend, to come to town and nanny his son. So here they're like talking. So this is how the conversation goes. I might have an idea, Summer says, and then Cade asks who. Summer says that you don't know her, and Cade asks if she has experience, and Summer tells that yeah, she has experience handling rowdy boys. So then Cade asks, will she fall in love with me? Because most of the women who have applied to be the nanny have been doing it with an ulterior motive of wanting to get closer to Cade, and Cade doesn't want this to happen, because obviously the nanny should be there to take care of his son, not do anything other than that. When he asks Summer if the new probable nanny would fall in love with him, Summer responds with a no, which I'm thinking is weird, because in the previous book we have learned that like Willa is interested in older men, and Cade is older than her. He's 13 years older than her. So like, how does Summer not see this being a problem? Because that right there, Willa is going to definitely fall head over heels for him. Not to mention the fact that he has a son. I mean, like, a hot guy with a son. That's a recipe for disaster or for falling in love, I guess. I'm just wondering how Summer doesn't realize what she's doing. And he ends up agreeing to it. I need to just continue reading chapter 1. That's all I wanted to say. So we're done with chapter 1. In this chapter, they like had their encounter. They were at a coffee shop, and he ended up holding her intimates. It was just a really quick chapter, nothing too special, I guess. So anyways, I'll keep these, I don't know, talks or whatever to a minimum. Just try to get through the book first. Oh, also he's like immediately, he's noticed how beautiful she is. Okay, I have gotten through a pretty big chunk of the book. I am currently on chapter 13 and I can see why people love this book in the series. I have heard that people have loved the second book more than the first one, and I can tell why. Also, it's a good thing that I haven't updated for a while because I've just had way too much fun reading. You know, I've just been giggling the entire time I've read the book so far, and I just love it. I mean, yeah, I just love it. And there's like a lot of tension between Willa and Cade. I also love grumpy daddy Cade. I'm going to continue reading the book now. I just got to the scene, the birthday party scene, where, you know, Willa pushes a child into the swimming pool because he pushed Luke into the swimming pool and like held his head underwater. I would probably do the same thing if I was in Willa's place. I love that she did that. She's also like very much in love with Luke. Like she confessed her love to him. Like there's this dialogue in the book. I need to read it out because it's so good. I even like highlighted it. You can't really see it because the ink is too light. But it says, life lesson shithead, careful who you pick a fight with. Someone insane might love them. And Cade is also like finding out that she's really protective. Like he's heard that she's protective, and this is the first time he's like actually seeing it happen in action, and it's just amazing. It's also at this point where he feels possessive over her and like very protective over her because the mom of the other kid like tries to insult Willa and he like scolds her back. Like he literally says Willa might be a bit of a psycho. After all, she did just push a child into the water. But the more time I spend with her, the more I feel like she's my psycho. I mean, it's so good this far in, and they're like already realizing that okay, I have feelings for the other person. So I can't wait to continue reading this. If anything major happens, I'll let you guys know my thoughts on it. But yeah, right now I'm just feeling so I'm halfway through the book and I can't stop giggling. Okay, so that's pretty much halfway through the book. I'm going to go rant in the room. 1 second. Yep. Okay, so I'm halfway through the book and Cade like joined, I don't know, like this match or something to play. So Willa is there with Luke and Rhett and Jasper are also there, and you kind of get to know a little bit about Jasper because the third book is his, and it seems like he has like a really sad past or something like that. And his love interest Sloane is also, I think, going to get introduced, and I can't stop giggling. Cade just came out now for the match or whatever, and Red called him a cowboy Batman. I don't know why I find that so funny. I don't know, I just found that funny and I wanted to talk about it. The jokes in this book are like so good. I'm like giggling so badly. Yeah, that's it. I just wanted to tell that. I wanted to share another thought. I was reading, like obviously, and I just came across this part where Willa is watching Cade in playing the sport, and she describes him as poetry in motion. And I was just wondering that Summer says the same thing about Red in the first book. I don't know, it just stuck in my head, I guess. And yeah, that's it. I kind of thought that's a little repetitive, but it's also probably because I'm reading these books back to back, which is why I'm noticing everything. So I kind of took a break. Well, not a break. Me and my dad kind of got into it, and I stopped reading for a while. But I am done, as you can see. There's only a small portion of the book left, which I think I might be able to finish tonight before falling asleep. But who knows? I also was like, I just watched 2 episodes of Psych, and I'm loving the show. This is my first time watching it, and I love like mysteries, murder mysteries. And this show is like really nice because each episode is obviously a different murder mystery that Sean Spencer has to solve. And I think I just might have a teeny bit of crush on Sean Spencer because he's so charming. I mean, I don't know about the good looks scale, but I'd say he's really charming when he wants to be. And Gus is obviously so funny. And I also think yeah, the episode that I just finished watching, there was a little something going on between Sean and Juliet O'Hare, like the police officer. So like I wonder, are they going to be romantically involved? And if they do, I do hope they stick together for the long haul. I don't want them to just break up later on. I think there might be something going on. The romantic in me is like jumping up with joy seeing their interactions on screen. I'm gonna read this and let you guys know once I'm done, talk about final thoughts and everything. Good night, you guys. I did end up finishing Heartless last night, and it was a really good book. I liked it better than the first one. I kind of gave it like a 4.5 stars. It was just so funny. The banter was great, the jokes were incredible, and the spice, even though it's less, it's still more. Like, if you know what I mean. For those of you who've read, I was blushing the entire time I was reading those spice scenes, and the joke scenes, I was giggling, and this book was like so engaging. Like, I was constantly reacting to everything that was happening in the book. It wasn't just like passing by me. I loved this book, and like I highlighted so much. Like, I've annotated this book a lot, and I can't wait to get back to this book in the future. Like, read my favorite chapters and scenes. Both the birthday scenes were my favorite for like totally different reasons. But yeah, if you know, you know. Can't wait to finally get started with reading Powerless. But this Powerless is supposed to be about Sloane and Jasper, and I'm so excited because I like I mean, this is totally unrelated, but like I've always liked Jasper in the Twilight Saga series, and I don't know, there's just something about him being here. He does remind me of like Jasper from the Twilight series, like at least glimpses that I've seen of him in this book. Like, he's troubled and he's really quiet, and he has blonde hair that reaches to his neck or something, which is the exact description of Jasper in the movies, like in the Twilight movies and the books. I'm so excited to get that one started. I'm ready to read. As you can see, I have my supplies, and I just want to put it out there that this just might be my favorite cover, just because it's in my favorite color. So lavender happens to be my favorite color of all time, and this cover just looks so cute. I'm gonna get started on reading. Let you guys know as and when I come across a plot twist or something worth talking about. There's a quote from Candy Steiner, which is awesome. Finished reading chapter 1, and I can tell you this book is going to be a lot angstier than the previous 2 books. It's probably because, there's the she falls first trope. Like, Sloane has always been in love with Jasper ever since she's met him, but now she's engaged to someone else. And the first chapter was basically them at a dinner party, or like an engagement party of sorts, I think. And Jasper has like kind of started realizing that he might be entertaining not so innocent thoughts about Sloane. Like, obviously he can't do anything about it because she's taken. They both have a conversation about whether she's truly happy or not, because no one else probably has asked her about it. Everybody's just focused on appearances. But Jasper actually cares about her. They've been like best of friends growing up. He knows for a fact that she's had a crush on him, but like he obviously has like rejected her because, you know, back then she was way too young for him to be dating her. And it's also like pretty obvious right off the bat that Sloane has no interest in her soon to be husband. Like she's this is pretty much like a business deal. It's like an arranged marriage that's happening, and Jasper knows that Sloane has never smiled at anyone the way she smiles at him, and he's like pleased about it. That's pretty much what happens in the very first chapter. I'm going to continue reading. I have a feeling I might really enjoy this book. I know I've heard people say that the second book is the best book in the series, but I have a feeling this one might be right up there along with that one, just because I love angsty books. I think I might end up enjoying this book a lot more, and it's not just because of the cover, but also, let's face it, I love the cover as well. It's probably going to play a role in me giving the rating at the end. So I'm going to have lunch right now. Just wanted to give you guys a quick update. I'm done reading this much. I had to go out in between again, which is why I've only covered this much. But so far the book is really good. Jasper and Sloane, after he helps her run away from the wedding, they go back to the hometown. Like they go back to their family house, and they find out some really bad news, and this bad news kind of wrecks Jasper, and he doesn't play any of his games well. And now he's just got called by his coach. I think he's about to like receive some bad news or something like that. Like things have been terrible. Sloane's wedding is gone, and Jasper receives some really bad news about his best friend. There's no like romance as such. I mean, these two are hyper aware of each other every time they're around each other, but there's nothing happening yet. I just thought I would give you guys an update. I'm this far in to the book, and I'm trying so hard to stop myself from annotating every single line of the book, because this book is so good. Like the tension, the pacing of the story, like so far what I've read, it's really good. I have a feeling this might be my first 5-star read of the year, which is crazy. I mean, also incredibly amazing that the fourth book that I'm reading this year is a 5-star. But yeah, this book is turning out to be such a great experience. Jasper and Sloane are like so good to each other, and the way they're around each other, like they're obviously not going to express their feelings, but the reasons for them not doing this and the push and pull between them, it's like completely understandable. There's nothing like out of place or nothing weird about the tension between them. I'm having really fun. These two are like currently on a road trip right now, and they've stopped at the first spot in Rose Hill, which is where her spin-off series takes place. This one, they are playing pool right now in the restaurant. That's the scene I'm at. I think that it's probably going to be like filled with tension. I can't wait to read that scene. I expected this, but like Sloane's dad, man, I hate that fucking prick, okay? He's the worst person ever. Like, I knew that he had to have been the reason for driving that wedge between Sloane and Jasper, but oh my god, do I want to kill him. This is kind of expected, but like it doesn't take away from the fact that like this is breaking my heart. Oh my god. So like Jasper has obviously always felt something towards Sloane, like something more than just simple platonic friendship, and I hate her dad so much. Oh my god. And now there's this like awkward tension between them because they don't know what to do. Like Jasper finally confessed about his romantic feelings for Sloane, and she wouldn't just be like, oh, that's great, I've had feelings for you too. Obviously she's going to question and doubt him. because she's spent years of her life pining away for him, and he's never given her the time of the day. But when he does, how can she just believe that this is it? So he finally confessed that Sloane's dad threatened him. I cannot believe he would do that. I swear, I'm so mad at him. God, why would he do such a thing? Now Sloane, so like I'm pissed mad at him. And Sloane is crying in the bathroom because she found out the truth. I hope she and Jasper patch things up, because I swear to God, I ship this couple. I'm pretty sure this is going to be a 5-star read by the time I'm done. Like, it has jokes too. There were parts in the book that I was laughing mad at. I have a feeling this is going to be a 5-star read for me. I haven't heard many people say this and 5 stars in the same sentence. But hey, there's always one, and that one is going to be me. So yeah, I'm going to continue reading. Hopefully Jasper like punches him or something in some other chapter. I would love to see him take a go at Sloane's dad. Oh my God, the tattoo. He really cares about her. What's up with the spice in this book? God, I don't know. I don't think I'm blushing, but like, it's so... I did not expect the spice in this book at all. I seriously didn't think it would be the way it is. I finished reading Powerless last night. I don't have the book yet. Let me just get the book. This book, my God, it's my absolute favorite now. Like, I cannot live without this book. I mean, I know that this is like a very typical story about a rich girl and a small town guy who are separated by class differences and whatnot, but they're always best friends. It's a heard a story before, like, but I don't know, there's just something about the books, the characters, the found family, like, that makes me love it so much. This book surprised me in the best ways. Like, I mean, I did say earlier that this book was probably gonna end up being a 5 stars for me, and it is. Like, this is just incredible. It was so angsty. Like, I'm realizing that I really do love angst when they're, will they be, will they won't kind of thing. I love that happening in books, and the way this book is written is so good. His nickname for Sloane, like Jasper's nickname for Sloane, Sunny, it's the cutest thing ever. Like, I love how they always comfort each other. I also love the fact that they didn't immediately get together, because like, Sloane has always been in love with Jasper ever since she's known him, but she like really did make him work for it. And I really love that, because it seems like a reasonable thing. Like, if I were in her place, I would totally do it as well. Like, I wouldn't just, be like, oh, okay, you have feelings for me, so we'll just get together. So I loved that part. And the spice, my God, I was blushing the entire time I was reading it. It's not very spicy, like none of these books are, but like the way she writes the spice, I don't know, it's just so spicy. And yeah, I just love this book so much. My first 5-star read of the year, you guys. I cannot believe it. I feel like sort of lucky to get to my 5-star read so early on in the year. And also I've like annotated almost every single page of this book. I like every single thing about, like, the way these two characters were noticing all these reactions of the other person. Dad just came in, I had to pause. But yeah, this book was so good. And don't even get me started on the things he's done for her. The tattoo, oh my God, I want someone like Jasper Gervais. Like, I don't care, I need a hot NHL, yeah, he's a hockey player, so I need a hot NHL cowboy. I own Jasper Gervais. My dad is walking around. I can't speak a lot. I'm gonna do an end wrap up and I'll talk more about him then. I forgot to let you guys know that I started reading Reckless, and it's an accidental pregnancy romance. It's not a spoiler, it's literally written on the back. Obviously it's Winter and Theo's story. Theo gets Winter pregnant, and Winter tries to contact him because she wants to be nice and she wants to give Theo a choice on whether to be involved with being the dad or not. And she tries to contact him for a couple of days. He doesn't answer. Then she texts him, and he doesn't give the slightest reaction to the news. He's like, okay, thanks for letting me know. And then the next chapter, which is after she tells him, it literally cuts to 18 months later. What? Is he not involved? What the hell? That kind of threw me for a loop. I thought they would try to work out the pregnancy together, and she'd be like, no, we can't be together, I just want to focus on raising the kid and whatever. And he's like, no, I want to be with you now. Or he takes the opportunity to make her fall for him. Apparently that's not what's going to happen, and I'm kind of shocked, because that's what usually happens with most accidental pregnancy romances, and this is not like them. I'm kind of excited. I'm gonna keep reading. I don't know if I'll finish the book today because I have to edit the video. I also have to get ready for my first day of second semester, which is tomorrow. I don't know how much reading I'm gonna do. God, he never knew about her pregnancy. What? I went for a while without any updates, and there's not much. It's just them patching up and being together, taking care of their daughter. It's a normal romance. Theo is super protective of Winter because he knows that she's always been misunderstood by everybody in her life, and he's so protective over her. For that part of him is really fun, watching him bust everyone for being mean to her or treating her not in the right way. I have this much to go. I'm back. I finished Reckless, and this was comparatively a shorter read than the previous 3 books I read. It was a good book. I wouldn't say it was at level with Powerless, but Reckless was a pretty good book. I actually, I mentioned earlier, it took me by surprise that Theo doesn't find out about the pregnancy until after the girl is born. So that was a twist I didn't see coming. And after that, it's just them mending their relationship. He moves in next door and they start seeing each other. He starts bonding with Vivian, the baby's name. So he starts bonding with her, and then he and Winter get close again, and they're all one big happy family by the end of the book. So not really anything as spectacular as Powerless, but I like this book nonetheless. I'm giving it 4 stars out of 5. So I definitely recommend reading it. It's pretty good. I also love that there was no third act breakup, because I felt that would just be so unnecessary with them already being broken up way earlier in the book. I really like that these two are so supportive of each other. He's so protective over her, which is really nice to see. He knows that she's misunderstood by everybody around her, and he's the one who can truly see her for who she is, and he knows her moods and expressions. He knows everything about her, and he doesn't run away even though she thinks he's going to. He doesn't ditch and leave. He always stays and takes care of her and the kid, and it was just so good, so cute. One more book in the series left, which I can't believe. Chestnut Springs is coming to a close. So is this vlog. Hopeless, the last book in the series, that's the only one left. And then I'm gonna start this book tomorrow. And I have no idea how my day is gonna go tomorrow. So I don't even know how many updates I'll be able to give you. I can't wait to start this book. It's Bo's book, and we get to see Bo we get to see glimpses of Bo in the fourth book, Reckless, and he's so different from how he was in the first three books. Actually, wait, he wasn't there in Powerless, but in the first two books, he was so happy-go-lucky, and in the fourth book, you kind of see he's become the complete opposite. He's like very moody and dark. I guess we'll get to see the new version of Bo in this book. I already started reading Hopeless. I did not update about this because I've been at uni and I get really nervous filming with people around. I mean, my mom is at home. I'm still a little nervous, but I needed to get this out. I haven't gone that far in. I think I'm on chapter 8. So I've already crossed the point where Bo proposes a bet to Bailey, saying that why not they get like fake engaged, to show her that people don't judge her based on which family she's from, because her family is like consists of like criminals and stuff, and they're just not respected in the town. And Bailey obviously assumes that people don't like her because of the family she comes from. Bo obviously disagrees. He's always had a soft spot for her since he's known her, and so he decides to kind of propose to Bailey that, you know, why not they get engaged fake, just to see how people will react. And Bo has in the book, like in Powerless, you find out that he goes missing in action, like in the war or something, and he comes back, but he's like totally different because, you know, it's caught up to him. He has like PTSD and all that. So he's obviously a lot different now, and you get to see that different side of him in this book. And Bailey obviously sees it, and you know, Bo is like always tried to hide this side of him that's like, you know, lethal, because he knows people don't want to see that side of him. But Bailey doesn't like react in the way other people do, which is to like kind of try and baby him and coddle him. She like still treats him like he's an adult, he's normal. Bailey agrees to the agreement. In this particular chapter, I think they are going to make their fake engagement public. And just so you know, if I end up giving this book a low star rating or a bad review, it's only because my first day of second semester started and it's not going well. If anything, just I'm going to blame that, not because I didn't enjoy the book, because I'm sure that if I didn't have a worry in my mind, I probably would enjoy this book a lot more. I mean, okay, I'm obviously overreacting, but yeah, I'm going to read a little more of this book. I don't know if I'll finish it. I hope you guys can hear me over the sound of water, but I'm done with halfway through the book, and so far it's going well. Basically, you know, it's just them going around out showing people that, you know, they're madly in love, and then when they're alone, borders kind of get blurry, and they kind of want to be around each other a lot in the romantic sense, and both of them are kind of confused about it. Bailey doesn't really want to cross the borders. He is struggling over his feelings for her, you know, because there's a huge age gap between them, which is also like sort of playing a part. And then there's also the fact that Bailey has a negative reputation. People don't really like her because of the family she comes from, and Bo kind of gets pissed about it. He's very protective over her, and he like pretty much wants to kill anybody who talks anything negative about her. He's in the military, it's kind of honed in him. He's that intense. And then them hanging out, and she kind of understands him in a way. He's needed like someone like her to be around him. Nothing really special, but it's still a good book so far. I know I didn't really give a lot of updates, but I finished reading Hopeless. And there's a reason why I didn't give a lot of updates. I read it and I completed it earlier today. And this book, as much as I was hoping, it sadly did not live up to the rest of the books. I really was hoping this book was going to be good because it's Bo's book. And one of the problems is they keep volleying back and forth. Like there's no like proper pacing. Like every time they go one step forward, it's like immediately goes 3 steps back. That happens for like the majority of the book. I get it because they're both trying to keep this engagement fake, but real feelings catch up to them and they can't help but pretend that they actually do want to spend the rest of their life with this other person. So that happens and then they like finally get together. The main problem is, I don't know, like this book was very lackluster compared to the other 4 books I've read. Like even Reckless was good. Powerless, obviously it's my number one, like I said. The first 2 books, Flawless and Heartless, were also good, but I don't know, there was just something about this book. I don't know if it was the mindset I was in while reading, because university started and they just dumped a brickload of rules on all of us. It's just, I had the biggest reality check yesterday and today, and I don't know, maybe that might have messed up my reading experience. There was just something that was not like vibing with me. It just didn't hit that spot. It's around a 3.8. It's good to see him finally get us happily ever after, and also good to see Bailey as well. But some other good things about this book is Harvey Eaton, who is Bo's dad, is the best comedic relief character ever. Like he cracks the most insane jokes. Like you see it through all the 5 books in the series. He's just great. I like giggle so much every time he appears on page. Just the best time reading. In that sense, the book was really good. And also, going back to the lackluster part, I also have to say the epilogue of the book wasn't really what I was hoping it would be. Like I usually like reading epilogues, like contrary to what most people say. I actually enjoy seeing a glimpse into the couple's future and seeing how their happily ever after is turning out to be. But I don't know, there was just something about this epilogue, I'm not gonna spoil it, but it was just so there. There was nothing special about the epilogue. I can't believe I've finally completed reading Chestnut Springs. It's been on my TBR for more than a year, and it's been on my bookshelf for almost a year. And I'm so glad that I finally got around to reading it. It was such a great series. I definitely recommend. I've realized that like how much I really do enjoy reading a series, because series like this tend to have a found family group because all the couples hang out together and they're all friends and whatnot. So it was really nice reading the series. It was just fun. Now I cannot wait to start reading the Rose Hill series. Now that I'm done talking about the book, I also spoke about the series, but like I have the entire series in my hand. It's so satisfying holding it up. I just had the most fun time reading this series. And final thoughts on the series, everybody should read it. It's so good. I'm apparently now a cowboy stan, so I think I should definitely check out more cowboy romances. Powerless is like my all-time favorite now, which I could not be more grateful for. Like this book was just so good. I really recommend you guys read it. But obviously, in order for you to read it, make sure you guys read these 2 as well. Like these books, all of these books contain such great tropes. What more could you want from a series of wholesome small town cowboy romances? Thank you guys so much for watching. I know the vlog is too long, but thank you guys if you stuck around and watched me react to reading all the books. I'm so grateful. Thank you guys to whoever has subscribed to my channel. Again, I cannot thank you guys enough. I mean, I'm not necessarily doing this for likes and stuff. It's just fun for me. Now I'd say wish me luck, because I have more than an hour of footage to edit and post this video. I haven't even started editing. Best of luck to me, I guess. See you guys in my next video very soon. Bye.